My name is Jason M. Williams. I go by Jason Mr. Results Williams, AKA the Dapper Rapper Realtor. I'm from New York City. Music is my passion, and I also love real estate.
In the DMV, he's got a lot of skills and integrity. If you're looking for the best in the industry, call the Dapper Rapper Realtor in the DMV. He's the Dapper Rapper Realtor in the DMV. He's got a lot of skills and integrity. If you're looking for the best in the industry, call the Dapper Rapper Realtor in the DMV.
I'm the Dapper Rapper Realtor, I'm cool as can be. I can sell your home fast for a nominal fee. Got skills, got drive, everything that you need. If you're looking for the best, I suggest you call me.
He's the Dapper Rapper Realtor in the DMV. He's got a lot of skills and integrity. If you're looking for the best in the industry, call the Dapper Rapper Realtor in the DMV. He's the Dapper Rapper Realtor in the DMV. He's got a lot of skills and integrity. If you're looking for the best in the industry, call the Dapper Rapper Realtor in the DMV.
My family is from Brooklyn. So my family is from Brooklyn, okay? Then they separated when I was about 3 years old, so we moved to Staten Island. My dad's from East New York, my mother's from Coney Island. So, most of the family's from Brooklyn, but so I was kind of like back and forth. I would go visit my dad over the weekends sometimes, but so born and raised, and I guess you could say both, Staten Island and Brooklyn. My passion was music, so I wasn't really tapped in with the real estate at that time. It intrigued me, and I used to be like, okay, I used to come by the office and my dad used to be, oh, this is my son, but my passion was at that time music. I was like, going to school, working, and then always had my backpack with my book of rhymes, and I would be, always just coming up with words and stuff, so I would say music was definitely the passion. I dropped out of college, and my family supported it, because again, when I was in school, I was always writing rhymes. So my mother knew that was my passion, so she supported that. I started doing it full time. I was recording in the studios, traveling, went on a promotional tour to Miami, DC, had a single out called Sing to Me.
I bust like people play the drone, rebel renegade. Thoughts abnormal, so be afraid. Rhymes like grenades, raining on your whole parade. You can't hang with me, I'm too abstract, y'all are plain to me. Most of these rappers sound the same to me. The words they spit are kinda lame to me. You couldn't bang with me, y'all can't hang with me. I'm too abstract, y'all are plain to me. Most of these rappers sound the same to me. The words they spit are kinda lame to me. You couldn't hang with me, y'all can't hang with me. I'm too abstract, y'all are plain to me.
And it was doing well, we got placed on WBLS, I was doing shows. I think it was like #1 in Japan or something like that, and we were gonna go out there too, but the team that I had, it was, the business side, I was learning of that. Like I said, I was young, 18, 19 years old, and I would definitely say I wish I had a more tighter team, but it still was a great experience. So, like I said, after Record Day, I was doing that full time because, in the studio for hours. I would say a proud moment when I was in the store in Manhattan, in downtown Village. And I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be stores called Sam Goody.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was going in the aisle, I think I was with my dad too, and it's like, boom, I see my single there. I was like, oh, So he was proud because, of course, my dad always wanted me to do the real estate, but music was the passion. I always knew that. So that's why I said it's important to never give up, because you could tell when you are grinding it out and people don't see, right, the shiny ball right there. Hard work pays off. And of course, I had the talent as well, but failure was not an option, you know. But I learned the business side, so it's like I had an entertainment lawyer, so I did it right, number one. Okay, so again, I have to stress that, you know, make sure you know your contracts. Because a kid coming from the project, like I said, when my parents split, you know, we were struggling, but I still was smart and wanted to make sure that my contract was right, so I did get an entertainment lawyer. You know, got money investment, probably the most that I've seen at that age, you know, but I was doing that. But I would say after a year and a half, you know, the label, again, they were spending money on all the wrong things. So the single was out, but the whole album I recorded, you know, I recorded that, so I did my part, but we never got to put that out because, you know, the label, they just was spending money on frivolous stuff, cars and going to clubs, and I'm like, so eventually the investors pulled out. So I, you know, I didn't give up. I went ahead and started my own independent group. So, you know, and kept it going.
I'm Martin Luther King promoting peace, no fights, but I will switch it quick. Eddie Murphy, Harlem Nights, it's on when I write. I'm calm but I bite. Put the charm on your wife if you ain't charming the right. Honor the Black Knight, bringing real music black. Gotta be winding the track like, did he say that? This is payback. I'm here to slay cats. My words.
So my father's side, you know, definitely come from a lot of the entrepreneurs, you know, lived out in Petersburg. They owned a lot of businesses and homes there. So my dad, you know, he was a broker for many years. So I used to go to open houses with him and stuff, you know. So he used to always tell me, like, you would be good at this, son. You know, you have a great personality. You love talking with people and you have charisma. So I used to accompany him when he would go show, and I would be in awe, you know, being in Manhattan. Because again, coming from Brooklyn and Staten Island, you're going into the city and seeing these $1 million properties or these loft apartments or brownstones, what we called them. The office was in downtown Village, East 10th Street. My dad was like, you know, son, why don't you go to real estate school, get your license, and you know, you could come work under me.
Yeah, here's the tip of the day, keep it real, don't front. You can be your half, whatever you want. If you wanna buy your house, fix your credit and start saving up. Keep your debt low, I know it's tough and things get rough. Say you're with me, I can and will. Be disciplined with money and make that meal. I'm the realtor by your side that will tell you to chill. Don't live above your means or be late with your bills. Be your owner, not a renter. Invest in yourself. That's the best way to build generational wealth. And that right there is a blessing itself, because your home can build equity, and equity helps. Let's go. Each one teach one. Let's go. Each one teach one. Yeah, the Dapper Rapper Realtor. And I'm
a lot of those skills from the music industry and the business side really help with the sales side, because both are intertwined. So I would say that's I was able to kind of relate with that, you know, where it's like, oh, okay, I'm still dealing with people. It's sales, so I could just be my personality. But of course, I have to be more focused on when it comes to paperwork and stuff. But that's where I would say my dad would come in, because again, I still wasn't like 100% tapped in, where it's like, oh, real estate. So I still had hopes for my music, but I was like, I'm just doing my real estate on the side, as we call that in the industry, a dual agent. You know, when you have, your job here, but you're doing real estate as well. With real estate, you have to do a lot of studying, you know, because pretty much you got to know the laws and all that, you know. So I had to read a lot and really concentrate, you know, to take the test. At first, I think I took it at the class was at a community college, BMC, you know, Borough Manhattan College. So I did that, and you know, I did well. I just had to focus on that, like, okay, you know, locking times where I'm just studying, making sure I'm remembering all of the answers for the test, but really, you know, learning the laws of the states and stuff and all the ethics and all of that. But I would definitely say I had a good mentor, like with watching my dad and him, you know, telling me things about the business. And I used to, when I started taking it seriously, you know, start going with him a lot, you know, doing open houses, going to the office, seeing how he would have these consultations with buyers and sellers. So I'm like, okay, you know, I could do this. But, you know, I would say just getting more comfortable with, again, learning the laws, reading, studying, educating the market. So for me, that's, you know, that was, I don't think it was a hard thing for me to do. I just had to be focused, you know, like to say, okay, the same way I take hours and may write a song. Now I have to dedicate this time to studying and making sure, I'm learning all of the laws and all of the things in the real estate industry. I was aware, that being black, because I would say in that office that my dad was in, there was only like 3 or 4 like top guys, and my dad was one of the guys. So I'm not gonna say that definitely helped for the fact that everyone knew, but you still can sense where it's like, okay, again, making sure we have to, right, go the extra mile. Because like I said, I had long hair, so I always made sure that my appearance was great. So, but I came across some clients and some people who, before they knew I was Tony's son, they were like, who's this guy? Where's the agent at? I'm the agent. A lot of times us as black people have to prove ourselves. So, right, it could be annoying, but it's like, again, you can't be discouraged by that. Navigating those works is making sure, like I said, showing up, making sure you're presentable, making sure you work harder than everybody else. Life is not fair. What are you gonna do, complain about it? So just really knowing how to navigate, as Jay-Z said, in a room full of vultures. You know what I'm saying? So I was always good at that, reading the room, dealing with different personalities, because when I moved to Staten Island, that was very segregated, very racist out there. I mean, cops, very racist. We lived in a predominantly Italian area, so yeah, we would definitely get profiled, stereotype a lot. So, and that would do something for a young man who's trying to figure this thing out, right? Because like I said, my dad wasn't around all the time, so trying to figure out how to, be a man and deal with certain situations all by yourself, is difficult. But I would say I was good at that. I was always pretty sharp and always read, the room well and made sure that wherever I was, whether it be a professional setting or just walking the streets of New York, of knowing how to navigate, being careful, knowing how to, knowing when to be quiet and listen too, So I would definitely say in that workspace, and I used to always study how my dad interacted, because a lot of people in the office knew who he was, so he would give me some pointers sometimes too, but yeah. I don't think I wish I would have taken it more seriously when I was younger, because I feel like financially I could have really been a mover and shaker up there in New York. But again, I wasn't into it. Like I said, the music was my passion, so the real estate at that time I wasn't taking seriously. You know what I mean? So if I could do it over, I probably would have really invested my money better. Where I would have probably bought more property. At that young age, so I could be in a very good position by the time I moved out of New York, because eventually I did move. So I would say not taking advantage of all of the opportunities that were there. So you have to really be in it to see that, and it's okay, because again, it's trial and error. The main thing is not giving up. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing and you're alive, sky's the limit, I agree to do it because I feel like more of our voices need to be heard to encourage, folks about the endless opportunities there are in real estate or just in anything you want to do, right? So this is really just showing people like you could put your mind to anything. Like, we need to come together more to speak out to our community, to let folks know like you can do anything, right? So this project is definitely piqued my interest because it's like I want to be one of those voices that encourage the next young black boy or girl that no matter what, trials and tribulations you have, or no matter where you come from, you could be the best thing ever in life. You could do anything, And real estate is definitely a way where you could acquire, some really good wealth, generational wealth, right? You could pass it down. There's no ceiling there, so it's just endless opportunities. Home ownership, purpose, and education. So this is what we're all about, right? Showing, the importance of home ownership, because one thing I forgot to mention, again, that was a huge accomplishment, of becoming a homeowner at such a young age, right? So I was in my 20s when I actually bought my first house right before I got married, right? So that was like buying a home before even my parents, right? So again, hope, but hope without action means nothing. So the acronym, like I said, home ownership, purpose, and education. So that first house that I bought, right, helped me get the second home, and now, and then we're on our third house. So like I said, there's so much opportunity there. And if I can do it, you can do it too. I know what it is to struggle. I know what it is to feel discouraged, feel like, sometimes where you want to give up on yourself. And I also know what it feels like to not give up, right? To really be consistent and work towards something, and having that partner there. That's important, having that partner there. Because like I said, my wife, definitely a big part of someone, who challenges me and pushes me, so just showing our folks like how important it is, right? I came from a Brooklyn family, so I didn't see even having a 2-parent household, but it's important to me. Look, this year will be 15 years married, so it's like, you don't have to become a product of your environment, right? You would think that I would follow the trend of saying, oh, I came from a broken home, so no, it's all up to you. So this is why it's important to have projects like that, so people can hear voices of folks who came from right where they come from, growing up in the projects, coming from a broken family, but also having those values, but also knowing that you have to be your own person. You have to be a leader. You have to know what you want. You have to believe in yourself, and then learning how important it is to surround yourself with the right people. With the right people. You don't want to be the smartest one in the room. You don't want to be the richest one in the room. You want to learn from those so you can be better. Hip hop movement. Yeah. Praise to the Most High. Praise him. J-Bone Slay the full. A+ beats on the track. Come on.
It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high.
Every day I wake up, gotta praise him. God is good if you're still breathing, that's amazing. Salute to the city I was raised in. Some are doing well, some are dead, some are caged in. It's all about positive vibe. If you come with negativity, then walk on by. In the concrete jungle, the killers survive. For a slice of the pie, they be willing to ride. I choose to stay alive, true leader. Stop selling your soul for a 2-seater. Facts. Luxury cars don't appreciate. Buy a house, get some land, be the bank. Yeah, all praise to the Most High. Get your souls right, keep them close by. Peep the shoes, I ain't preaching to you. Each one teach one, hope I'm reaching a few. Come on.
It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high.
We all know misery loves company. Tell a hater to their face, what you want from me? Oh, you mad cause you see me living comfortably. Work hard, always praise God, stay sucker free. Don't worry, don't stress, be happy now. Just smile, Lil Devon showed us how. Keep your eyes on the prize, live your best life. Get right, have a little faith, you'll get blessed, right? Yeah, spreading love not hard to do. But you have to see the God in you. Come on. When the demons come to bother you, tell them shoot, cause the mighty Lord father you. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, down to battle the best. I'm blessed with all of the power, devour you pest. Fake cowboy, jump on your saddle and jet. Come on.
It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high.
Come on.
Gotta keep your head high.
Come on.
Gotta keep your head high.
Yeah. Keep 'em up.
Gotta keep your head high.
What? Come on.
Gotta keep your head high. It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high.
Spread love, y'all.
It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high.
Keep your head up.
It's all about positive vibes. Gotta keep your head high.
Keep your head up.
It's all about positive vibes.